Hey princesses, welcome back to another episode of the Virtual Makeup ConFAB. I hope you enjoyed my last video on how to create a natural look, the no makeup look. And today I'll be teaching you how to do a soft glam look. This look is a little bit more full coverage, so for all you people who want to erase your face and create a new one, here's the look for you. So I'm just gonna jump right in. I'm gonna start off with some moisturizer. Moisturizer is good if you have dry skin, but I don't really have dry skin. I just like it because I want something to block my pores with. An extra layer there to kind of protect my pores. And I'm just gonna rub this in. Kind of very light because I don't want to get too oily. And also, this is when you would put on your sunscreen if you're going outside in order to kind of protect your skin from light rays. Next, after I moisturize, I'm gonna go into my brows. I'm gonna do this off camera because I've already shown you how to do my brows in the last video. So if you don't know how to do your brows, go check out my last video and I'll be right back. Okay, so I finished my brows and I did something different this time. Last time I only concealed my brows on the bottom side. Today, doing the soft glam look, I also concealed the top of my brows. Okay, now I'm gonna go over the products that you'll need in this soft glam tutorial. So of course you're gonna need some primer. I'm gonna be using the Hydro Grip Primer and the e.l.f. Primer as well. You'll also need some foundation. Right here I have the Stellar Beauty Foundation. This is a very medium coverage foundation, so it's gonna be full coverage but also natural looking. I really like this foundation. I would really recommend it. You can find it at Sephora. Next I'm gonna go in with concealer. Concealer today I'll be using the Too Faced Born This Way, my all-time favorite, my go-to. It's very full coverage and very lightweight and I love this formula. You'll also need some powder. I have the loose powder. So I like loose powder because there's this technique called baking. Baking is where you set your face and leave it there for a certain amount of time, and that way it brightens your face. And I'll explain more when we get to that process. Next, you'll need some contour. There's two different types of contour. There's powder contour and cream contour. Today I'll be dipping into powder contour. This is the Park Ave Princess Contour Palette by Tarte. It has many different shades. I do recommend a palette of contour shades because you don't have to find your specific shade. This way you can have many different shades and experiment what works for you. Cream contour is a little bit more advanced. Cream contour is kind of a formula that is cream first of all, and you blend it with a brush. If you are a beginner, I would not recommend cream contour because it can get a little messy and can turn out really bad if you don't know what you're doing. Next we're gonna go in with blush. Today I'll be using the Sephora blush. This is a really bright pink that I love. You can always go for a little bit more of a subtle look. Next you'll need some setting spray. I love the Milani Make It Last setting spray. It's a drugstore brand and you can find it at Walmart. Next you'll need some eyeshadow, some nude colors. Nude means a brownish color. So right here I'm gonna go into my Norvina palette from Anastasia Beverly Hills, and I'll be dipping into these shades Incense, Volatile, and Eccentric. These are kind of like nude colors because they are brown. Next you'll need some mascara or some false eyelashes. Next you'll need some lipstick. Right here I have the Stila Cosmetics Stay All Day Liquid Lipstick in the shade Fia. This is a nude color as well, which is a brownish beige color that matches your lips really well. I love this. This is my go-to nude lipstick. And some optional things are some gloss and eyeliner. We'll decide if we want gloss or not when we get there. Okay, so let's start. So again, I'm gonna go in with my e.l.f. primer and I'm gonna be putting it into my T-zone. And again, I'll be using the Milk Hydro Grip Primer and putting it on the perimeters of my face. So now you're gonna need a beauty tool. I really like beauty blenders because they're really easy to find and a really universal applicator. They're very easy to use and you can find this at drugstores. So one that I really recommend is the Real Techniques Beauty Blender. So I'll be going into the foundation now. I'm gonna do a few drops, just 2 pumps, and I'm gonna be dipping into it. So I'm gonna grab a little bit of product, dip it into my beauty blender, and I'm just gonna apply it to my face. When finding foundation, you might have trouble trying to find your shade. So one really good tip is to find your shade by matching the shade to your neck, which means your neck color right here. Another tip for applying foundation is to dab it. Don't drag like this because it will leave marks everywhere and it won't leave a smooth surface. So as you can see, I've covered the entirety of my face. Make sure to also blend down your neck so your shade matches, because if you don't, you'll look like an Oompa Loompa. Oh yeah, also, when you're using your beauty blender, make sure to dampen it, because if you don't, that is a beauty community sin. It's just a rule within the beauty community, and it also helps you apply products better because it diffuses the products more. So next, I'm going to be going in with concealer. What a concealer is essentially doing is brightening the high points of your face. I'll be going under the eye, and I'll be blending this out. By putting it on the high points of your face, it brings attention to that part of the face. This is why you would like a lighter concealer shade in order to brighten that part of the face. So when finding your concealer shade, I recommend you go 2 shades lighter than your foundation color in order to brighten that face extremely well. But for me, since I like a really dramatic look, I brighten a lot. Okay, so as you can see, my face is brightened, but I'm gonna use more concealer to brighten. So I'm gonna put it on my chin, my cupid's bow, my nose, and the forehead. These places need brightening as well. And again, these techniques and products might not necessarily work for you. It took me a while to find these products that work well for me, so make sure to find what works for you. So on my nose, I'm going to bring the product up towards the bridge of the nose. And the forehead, if you have a big forehead, you just want a little bit of brightening on the forehead. If you have a small forehead, you want a lot of brightening in order to create kind of a false illusion. And if you're like, oh no, I brightened too much on the perimeters of your face, don't worry because soon we'll be contouring. So next I'm going to be going in with powder. You can grab a brush if you have one, or a beauty blender, or a puff that comes with the product, and just brush the powder all over your face. By doing this, you're setting all that liquid product, and this way it won't crease because liquid products can crease very easily, and I'm making sure that I cover all parts of my face. I'm gonna grab that product and I'm gonna get a beauty blender and make sure that the under eyes are packed with powder. This is because your under eyes can crease really easily, especially if you have bags, and you want to pack that powder in so it fills in those creases. You also might want to pack in your smile lines right here because they crease easily as well. And then we'll be putting that aside to use later. And I'm going to brush that off. Now I'm going to use some contour. I'm going to go into that palette and I'm going to be grabbing a brush. I like angled brushes for contouring. So I'm going to go in with this light shade. I'm going to tap off any excess and I'm going to be going under the cheekbone. So right here I'm going to find my cheekbone and I'm going to just apply it lightly. I'm going to start brushing and diffusing that product across the face. You kind of want to bring it towards your ear because your ears are part of your face as well. And what contouring is essentially doing is creating depth and bringing back that depth to your face, the ones that you took away with the concealer and the foundation. This is my favorite step because this is when my face becomes skinny again. And if you really like a skinny face, you can go deeper with your contour shades. And I'm gonna do my forehead as well. You're gonna do some corners of your forehead. And contouring your forehead is just making it have more shadow, therefore creating a smaller forehead. And if this is too many steps for you or you don't have all the products, don't worry because you can go back to the natural, no makeup look and just add some foundation to it and concealer. You don't necessarily have to contour. This is just for the people who want to learn and create kind of like this date night look, or if you just feel extra that day, you can use some contour. One easy way to find your cheekbone is by doing a pout lip. And under the jaw. And don't worry if it's not perfect, we're gonna correct the mistakes by using some powder. One thing you can also do is contouring your nose. So I'm gonna grab some of that brown shade, and this is completely optional. I don't really have like a defined nose, so I really like to contour it. So I'm just gonna grab that brown shade on a small eyeshadow brush, and I'm just gonna go up and down on the bridge of my nose, kind of creating a shadow. So now that everything is contoured, everything is chiseled, I'm gonna grab that blush. I'm gonna grab a little brush and I'm just gonna dip it into that shade. I really like a bright shade, but I'm gonna tap off that excess. I'm just gonna swipe it on the apples of my cheek so I can smile and just swipe it onto that cheekbone and create a very light fleshy color. And if you go overboard with the blush, which I am totally going overboard right now, you can grab your beauty blender with the foundation, like leftover foundation on it, and just pat it on top. I'm also bringing the blush to the top of my cheeks in order to kind of lift the face. I might also bring it on the nose. So if I go overboard with the blush, I'm just gonna go over it again, like this. And voila, we're back to normal again. So now I'm gonna grab some setting spray and I'm gonna spray it all over my face and melt everything together. I might grab that beauty blender. I might just go over everything. Just kind of push everything into the skin. Okay, now I'm gonna grab that powder again. Now we're gonna do a process called baking. Baking is using a lighter powder and brightening areas of your face by leaving the powder on for a certain amount of time. So when I'm baking, I'm gonna put it on specific areas of the face. I'm gonna put it on the high points. I'm gonna put it under the eye. I'm gonna make a line down the side of my face. So I'm creating a line again, and baking is essentially erasing the mistakes or any shadow that you've created, and also brightening. I like loose powder because you can do this easily, but you can also do this with a compact powder. So I'm gonna bring it on the chin again, and I'm gonna put it anywhere that I put concealer on in the first place. And trust me, you look weird, but after a few minutes, you look amazing. And you're gonna brush this off after, so don't worry. I'm gonna grab the powder again, and I'm gonna go erase my mistakes where I created the contour. So right underneath the cheekbone, I'm gonna grab that powder and I'm gonna create a line leading towards my lip. This is creating an illusion, making your cheekbones a little bit higher and lifted. And again, you can skip this process if you don't have the utilities for it, or if you just don't have time. It's really optional. So the typical time to leave it on is 3 to 5 minutes. You don't want to leave it on for too much longer because your face will be super dry. Once we're letting that dry for a couple of minutes, I'm gonna go in with some eyeshadow. So I'm gonna grab some nude colors. So I'm gonna grab an eyeshadow brush. So I'm gonna go grab a brownish shade. This is the shade Incense. I'm gonna go into my crease. Every person's eye is different. So my crease, I don't really have a crease, so I like eyeshadow to kind of help me create that crease. Using circular motions, I'm gonna blend it. And as you can see, this one is way more in-depth than this eye. So now I'm gonna grab a smaller brush, and I'm gonna be doing kind of a wing. And I'm just gonna go kind of create a line out, like a wing. Now I'm gonna grab a deeper shade, such as this one, called Volatile, and I'm gonna go make this line deeper. I'm gonna blend it out, and just kind of do this over and over until you're happy with it. Okay, so lastly I'm gonna grab any black eyeshadow, if you have any, but you're gonna grab the tiniest bit, because black eyeshadow is never easy to work with. And I'm gonna put the slightest bit in order to create even more depth on that false wing. And again, I'm gonna blend it. So as you can see, this eye is very much lifted, while this eye is just kind of on its own. So this is what is called a fox eye. It's very subtle, very easy, and very simple, but very effective. And just make sure that you're happy with it. Just blend, blend, blend until you're happy with it. I'll be right back with the other eye all done. Okay, so I finished the other eye off camera, and I do understand that some of you might not have the utilities or materials to create this eyeshadow look, but it is optional. This is optional, and you can grab your contour shade or a bronzer and just use that color and just put it into your crease to create more depth. You don't have to create this fox eye, this is just an idea. If you really want to spice things up, you can put on some glitter on the lid. So I'm gonna grab some of this glittery shade, and I'm gonna put it on my lid. Just a simple upgrade. Okay, so now's the time to brush off that bake if you still have it on your face, because your face is gonna be like a desert if you don't brush it off now. And I'm really gonna make sure that all of that powder is off my face. And I'm gonna grab that setting spray again. I'm gonna spray it and melt all of this powder. Ugh. Don't swallow it. And melt all of this powder together. After eyeshadow, an optional piece is eyeliner. Today I'm not gonna put on eyeliner because I already have this fox wing going on and I like this subtle kind of look. But I'm gonna go in with mascara. I'm gonna grab an eyelash curler and I'm gonna curl my eyelashes, and I'm gonna do my mascara like last time in the last video. So if you want to know how to curl your eyelashes or just put on mascara or watch me put on mascara, go watch the last video. I'll be right back after I curl my eyelashes. Okay, so I'm back with some eyelashes on, some mascara on, and now I'm gonna apply some false eyelashes because I don't really have eyelashes, as you can see. So I'm gonna go in with some false eyelashes. Right here, I have some dodo lashes in the style D115. If you're applying lashes, grab some good eyelash glue because not all eyelash glues are the same. Right here, I have the Ardell Lash Grip eyelash glue. This is very good and I love it. You're gonna grab some tweezers, hold on to that lash, put some glue on it. Make sure that there's a good amount of glue on that eyelash, like that. And I'm gonna wait for probably 30 seconds before I apply it so that glue gets sticky. Okay, so in order to make it dry faster, I might blow on it. Okay, and I'm gonna grab a mirror. Make sure that you're looking downwards like this, so your lashes are exposed. And I'm just gonna plop it right in the middle. And I'm gonna bring that lash and use the tweezers and position it where I want my eyelashes to be. And eyelash glue does dry down to a clear color. But what I really like to do is press your eyelashes and the falsies together. I'm gonna press them together so they blend in. Make sure that your eyelashes are cut to the right size and that they fit your eye. Because if they're too large, they can drag your eye down, and that's not good. So as you can see, I have a false eyelash on. It's very subtle. It's very kind of, you know, foxy. And I'm gonna apply the other one off camera. I'll be right back. I finished putting the other falsie on the other eye off camera, and I really love these lashes because they're cheap. I think they're under $10, and you can use my code PrincessBrianMUA for money off. Next, I'm gonna go in with some highlighter. This is some loose highlighter. You can find compact highlighters or pan highlighters, just the same as when you find powders. And where I'm gonna put the highlighter is also on the high points of your face. So I'm gonna put the highlighter on the cheekbone right here, kind of on the top of your cheekbone. And as you can see, it creates this blinding light. And then I'm gonna grab some of that, put on my cupid's bow, my chin, my nose, kind of like the brow bone. As you can see, I love to go overboard with highlighter, but you don't have to do the same. And I'm just gonna use my beauty blender, just kind of like settle that glow out. Next, I'm gonna be doing some lips. So I'm gonna grab that nude lipstick. This is a matte lipstick, so it dries down really dry and it won't give off any shine, which is why I like to put on gloss on top. So it's a liquid lipstick, and I'm just gonna put on my lips. Just like so. And as you can see, it's very subtle. It's a very nude color. Lastly, I'm gonna go in with some gloss. This is the Bretman Rock X Wet n Wild collaboration. And this is the lip gloss in the shade Freaky. And then I'm gonna end it all off with some setting spray, because setting spray, you can never have enough of it. Setting spray just locks everything in place, and this time I'm just gonna let it dry on its own. And now you have the Soft Glam look ready for date night, ready for, you know, just being extra. So there you have it, folks. This is a Soft Glam look. Again, I encourage you to experiment with this process. Find what works for you, find what products work for you, and make sure to have fun while doing it. Again, you don't have to do everything I do in this video. This is just what works for me. I hope you enjoyed this video today. Make sure to follow me on Instagram at PrincessBrianMUA, where I post weekly. Thank you for watching. I'll see you again. Bye.